Sometime after the defeat of Dark Gaia, Sonic was running through the streets to meet up with Amy Rose at a local cafe. He had promised the Pink Hedgehog a date, and although he wasn't normally the one for romance, he intended to keep his word. Besides, they were just going to share some chili dogs. What's the worst that could happen? Sonic arrived a little earlier than expected, so he decided to order himself a chili dog with the works. He was just about to start wolfing it down when... Sonic! Don't you know it's rude to start eating before your date arrives? Amy. Hey, sorry, I'm not very patient. You should know by now I'm never far behind. We can agree there. Come on, sit down. I got your chili dog too. Amy let out a small smile before sitting down. The two began to dig in, and before long they were chatting. The date went surprisingly well despite its rocky beginning. Sonic kept up a cool but casual tone, while Amy made it very clear that she was just happy to spend the day with her hero. As the day came to an end, Sonic admitted that he had a fun time and was getting ready to run off when Amy quickly snuck up behind him and gave him a big old hug. While Sonic was distracted with Amy's sweet passion, he didn't notice the beam of light forming around their feet. In an instant, a portal suddenly opened beneath them and they began to fall through it. In an instant, the two hit the ground less than gracefully. As they looked around, they realized that they were no longer in the busy streets of Spagonia, but were now in a strange new world. Where are we? I don't know. Suddenly, a figure appeared behind them. Please forgive my intrusion, heroes of another realm. I was expecting but one of you. Please, assist me. Assist you at what? As if to answer Sonic's question, a fog of purple surrounded them, with hideous creatures forming out of it. Amy grabbed onto Sonic's arm in fear. I thought you took care of all the Gaia monsters. Don't know what these guys are, but they're definitely not Dark Gaia spores. Whatever they are, I'll take care of them real quick. Sonic quickly ran around in the circle, hitting each enemy in an instant. But before they even had a chance to celebrate, a masked figure on a horse began to ride towards them. Merlina. I see you've summoned two creatures. I don't care what pit of hell they emerge from, no blue devil will protect you from my blade. With those words, it was made clear that that masked figure must have been the one controlling those monsters. Sonic and the man began to silently stare at each other, practically daring the other to attack first. But before the battle could commence, Merlina grabbed both Sonic and Amy, wisping them away to another location. The trio found themselves at a mystical lake, and now that they were finally away from King Arthur, Merlina decided to explain herself. She told the two heroes of the story of how Nemu, the Lady of the Lake, bestowed upon King Arthur the sword Excalibur, and how the immortality that the scabbard bestowed upon him corrupted the once wise king. So as long as he has that sword, he can't be hurt? Yes, but there must be a way to defeat him. All magic has a weakness. That is why I brought you here. There's believed to be a sword in the middle of the lake that can harm him. Then what are we waiting for? Let's go! Please, brave knight, are you certain that you wish to take part in this quest? If you succeed, history will remember you as the land's greatest evil, the one who struck down their king. Guess I can't always be the hero. You'll always be my hero, Sonic, Amy said, wrapping her arms around the blue blur. Thanks, Ames. Come on, let's go. Before the two heroes left, Merlina offered them 2 items each, a gauntlet and a sword. Sonic accepted both items, but Amy only took the gauntlet. She politely turned down the sword and simply whipped out her hammer. Sonic and Amy raced towards the center of the lake, with Sonic slashing through any targets and Amy crushing their opponents. They even defeated the dragon that guarded the sacred sword. Finally, they reached the center of the lake. There was a small island with a sword trapped within a stone. Sonic ran to the top of the stone, put both arms around the handle, and in one fell swoop, pulled the sword out of the stone. The blade was rusted, dirty, and very dull from all the years in the stone. You rushed all the way up here for this? Suddenly, as if by magic, the sword began to speak. Silence, knave. Do you know whom you are speaking with? Ah, you can talk? Yes, I have the ability of speech, and sadly so do you. I am Caliber, the sacred sword. Hey, watch it, smart guy. I can put you back in that stone. Oh, please. That would be a far finer fate than spending a moment more with you. Hey, break it up, you two. Amy yelled. Caliber looked over at the pink hedgehog in astonishment. Nemu? Please forgive my outburst, ma'am. I apologize. Sorry, you must have me mistaken for someone else. I'm Amy. Amy Rose. I see. I must have mistaken you for someone else. Merlina approached the sword, explaining the situation. Just then, the quartet could hear galloping in the distance. It was King Arthur. The Black Knight had found them. Ah, Merlina and your two rats. How fortunate I'd find you this soon. It saves my knights the trouble of tracking you down. Now, whom wishes to fall first? How about you try me on for size, Arthur? That's King Arthur to you, and very well. You will meet a fate very few know, the honor of dying before a king. King Arthur raised his blade, and as he slashed it down, a portal opened around Amy and Merlina, forcing several creatures of the underworld to surround them. Sonic was about to leap into action to protect his friends, when suddenly King Arthur's horse rammed him aside. As Sonic recovered, the Black Knight donned its sword. Their fight is with my minions, as yours is with me. Fine, time to show you what I'm made of. Then Caliber chimed in. Fool, you believe you can stop a king? Sonic ignored the sword's warning and ran at the corrupted monarch. Both warriors raised their blades, blocking each other blow for blow. King Arthur may have been a better fighter, but Sonic's heightened reflexes and speed allowed him to keep up. Eventually, Sonic was able to knock the king off of his horse. Surprising, but I suppose even rodents have some survival instinct. Suddenly, a glow emerged from King Arthur's blade, healing all of his wounds. Now, to bestow that honor I promised you. Suddenly, Arthur felt something hit his leg hard. It was Amy's Pico Pico hammer. She had dealt with the creatures and was now here to support Sonic. Arthur simply glared at the pink hedgehog. Thou have made your last mistake. Amy prepared for the worst as King Arthur raised his blade, but before he could strike her down, Sonic came running up, slashing King Arthur across the chest. Although King Arthur was relatively unharmed, his armor had taken a substantial amount of damage. The sacred sword had left a gash right across his chest plate. Ah, you knaves! You are beneath me. My knights of the Round Table will have your heads! With that, King Arthur summoned his horse and galloped away into the distance. Yeah, and don't come back! We did it, Sonic! Caliber quickly interjected. Fools, as long as your enemy still breathes, he is still a threat. You haven't done anything. The sword speaks the truth, said Merlina, who emerged from the woods. We need to figure out his weakness. Perhaps the Lady of the Lake knows the secret to his defeat. Sounds like a plan. Come on, let's go. Right behind you, Sonic. The quartet headed towards the Lady of the Lake's last known location, but by Caliber's request, they stopped at a local blacksmith shop before arriving. Merlina decided to make herself scarce, in case anyone would recognize her. After a brief appointment with a very generous two-tailed blacksmith, Sonic and Amy's weapons were both upgraded. Caliber now being a lot sharper, and Amy having an axe-like attachment to her hammer, just in case of the absolute worst. The two were ready to head off. As they walked through the forest, they began to talk. Sonic? Yeah, Amy? Aren't you worried? I mean, the whole kingdom's out to get us. Well, if you have time to worry, Then run. Running is what you should have done. The two heroes stopped in their tracks, looking forward to see a mysterious figure halting their path. Is that Shadow? I am Sir Lancelot, Knight of the Round Table. I take it you are the two scum that dare to harm my king. Hey, he attacked us first. Look, we're not here to fight. Just let us by. I can't allow you to spread chaos throughout my kingdom. Now, prepare to witness the ultimate power.